Pokémon Legends Z-A is the latest installment in the Pokemon series and the first to launch on the Switch 2. However, if you're like me and you haven't run out and bought a Switch 2, well, you're not completely out of luck, as there is a Switch 1 version. I'm sure the Switch 2 version runs better, but the Switch 1 version is fine. Fine is actually a good description of the game as a whole in the early goings. Lumio City is neat. The hook, while not being particularly strong once you get into it, is fun. You join a team of trainers looking to advance up the city's ranking system, starting with Z and going up to A, thus the title, ZA. It's always fun when Pokemon does something different than the gym system that we've become accustomed to, like the island challenges in Pokemon Sun and Moon. It shows that you don't always have to follow a set formula, and the games are better for it. Speaking of not following a formula, battling is actually different in ZA. Instead of a turn based system, the fights are more real time, with cooldowns on your attacks rather than a set number of times you can use an attack before healing. There's also more of an emphasis on using Pokemon in the overworld. There's classics like rocks and trees blocking your path that you can use your Pokemon to get around. And then there's this new thing called Mega Crystals that you break apart to collect shards from and give your Pokemon a small XP boost in the process. It's helpful for if you're looking to train up a Pokemon to evolve or catch up with the rest of your party. There's also a research function included in the game to reward you for catching more Pokemon. The city has specific wild zones, like the one seen in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but much smaller. They contain different Pokemon, and the more you catch, the more you're rewarded by Mabel, the city's premier researcher and former antagonist from previous games. Without the gym system to give you TMs, this is a nice touch and encourages players to catch Pokemon beyond just the want to catch them all. Alpha Pokemon return from Legends Arceus, larger Pokemon that can mess you up, and not just your Pokemon, but actually the player character. Like in Arceus, wild Pokemon can attack you and will knock you out. They're a welcome return, and it's always funny to run away from them and escape their clutches by leaving the wild zone. It's clear that the Legends series provide Game Freak with a space to experiment, while the mainline games follow a more standard game plan. It's great that Pokemon is finally taking risks, but I can't help feeling like this company, of all companies, should be releasing amazing games. They're the biggest media franchise of all time, and the games still feel quite lackluster. I'm enjoying my time with the game, but I'm someone who's probably going to play Pokemon regardless. They got their hooks in me as a kid, and it's now kind of become a core part of my personality. However, I don't really see what this entry offers new players. Like, if you've never played Pokemon before, but say you checked out Pow World and that inspired you to pick this one up, I can't help but feel that you'll leave it disappointed. Pow World is forcing Pokemon to become a better game, but instead of embracing that and proving that they can make a creature capturing game that can compete with Pow World, they give you a step up from their previous offerings but fall short of their competition, deciding instead to lock the developers working on Pow World up in legal battles. It's disappointing, and Pokemon and their fans deserve better. So quickly, I'll list things that stood out as positive because, like I said, I am enjoying the game. The new battling system is fun. It feels like Pokemon is actually evolving. I like that you can change your outfits because the fits in Scarlet and Violet were just terrible. The battle ranking system is a cool alternative to gym battling. I don't really care much for Mega Evolutions, but I have to admit some of the new designs are pretty cool. The things that stood out to me as negatives are, of course, the graphics. So much has been made about how bland the city looks, and yeah, it really does look very bland, especially since the entire game takes place within the city. That's not great. Since the entire game takes place in the city, there isn't the exploration that the series is known for. I can't believe that we still don't have voice acting in this series. They've started to animate the characters a little bit more while they're talking, but without voices, it's just so off-putting. Genuinely, I just hope that one day Pokemon will try to be more than it has been. It's like a cheese pizza from your local pizza place. Reliable, you know what to expect, but you know that you could be experiencing something a lot better if the owner wanted to provide that experience. However, I'm sure millions of people, like me, bought this one, and so why would Game Freak feel the need to change? If you're a longtime fan of the games and are okay with what Pokemon has settled into, then you're probably going to have a good time with this one. However, if you aren't already a fan of the series, I don't really expect there to be too much here that will win you over. So have you played Pokemon ZA? If so, what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment of the title? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. We have new videos coming out at least once a week, sometimes more. And, just let me know. Are you happy with how Pokemon Legends Z-A turned out? Do you agree with me that you think it could be more? Just let me know in the comments. Also, check out our other channels, which include Those Fake Nerds for nerd and pop culture news, Wicked Sports for sports news, Better Radio for podcasts, and Wicked Scary, where we cover cryptids and urban legends. Thank you so much for checking this one out, and we will see you in the next one.